Hello, Katie Ledwick here, your local district sales manager for Trafalgar, Brendan Vacations and Cost Saver. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to take this opportunity to go over some of the highlights that I was able to experience on Rome and Tuscan countryside. This was based on the Rome and Tuscan highlights itinerary in the brochure, and it highlights 1 night in Rome, 6 nights in Montecatini, and 1 night in Rome before returning. And what I'd like to do is just share some of my highlights and some of the fun that we had on this amazing trip. So to get started, I would like to focus on that welcome reception. We had the opportunity to go to a local pizzeria, and I am a complete foodie, so food and wine is very, very important to my travel experience. It goes hand in hand for me. We had the opportunity to sample local meats and cheeses, local pizza, local wine. Great experience sampling that local cuisine right off the bat, but also having the opportunity to get to know one another a little better and truly just form some bonds before heading out on this amazing journey. You know, when you travel to different destinations, for me, seeing those iconic sites are absolutely amazing. You know, you see them on the paper, you see them online, on TV, but seeing them in person and having somebody to tell you about the history behind that is just unbelievable. And Rome did not disappoint. Being able to skip the line and maximize our time at the Vatican, being able to see the amazing Colosseum, this was true highlight, just putting into perspective those amazing iconic sites. So once we were done with Rome, we did head up to Montecatini in the Tuscany area. And my favorite thing that we did on this trip, I already told you I was a foodie, but it was a cooking class with Libero. And Libero is in the image there. So what happened was we were near Florence and we met Libero at a local market. He gave us a grocery list and he also gave us some money and he set us free into that local market where we had the opportunity to go and shop. So outdoors was great. It was like vegetables and just great to kind of wander around there. Then they had an indoors that had meats and cheeses, a little cappuccino area where you could go and get your cappuccino and your Danish or, you know, your bakery stuff. Great market, very different to the markets that we have here in the US. Once we were done with the market, we then moved on to his place, his restaurant, where we did our cooking class and we learned how to make pasta, ravioli, an amazing salad. We got to do the spaghetti or ravioli, I think, not ravioli, linguine, the spaghetti kind with the machine. We also, it was amazing. While the food was cooking, we had the opportunity to do some wine tasting. They do source wine right there. The wine that we have in our hands was actually my favorite. It was a Prosecco, but yes, it is blue, with peach flavors. Very delicious. They also had some Chianti. They had some grapefruit Prosecco style wine. But great experience where we got to sample that local cuisine that we had made and also sample some of that local wine. And I already told you I'm a foodie, so as you can imagine, I was in my element on this particular highlight of the trip. So, you know, traveling to Tuscany, the views are absolutely amazing. And just soaking up Tuscany for 6 nights was such a highlight for me. Being able to see the rolling hills of Tuscany, being able to see the vineyards for the wine. Just great. I highly recommend if you're ever visiting that Tuscany area that you spend a little time just sitting back and viewing the area because it truly is stunning. So moving on, in Tuscany as well, a highlight was the Be My Guest experience. And we got to go to the Lenzi family, and that's the Lenzi family right there. We got to learn about their life. We basically got to walk in the footsteps of them for the afternoon, and it was amazing. What's great about this property is they make local Chianti wines. Diana is a chef, and she cooked for us. And I have to tell you, she made this mashed potato with lemon in it. And I never really thought about putting lemon in my mashed potatoes before, but I certainly have done it since I got home. My husband and daughter absolutely love it. So thank you, Diana, for giving me that idea. But truly, it's just walking in the footsteps of this amazing family for the afternoon. It's in the Tuscan countryside, and we got to sample some amazing food and wine and just learn what it's like to be local. And I truly love immersing with locals and learning a little bit more about the local culture. So this certainly was a highlight for me. Now, I already talked about the views, and this is an amazing view of Florence, but I have to be honest, in Italy, Florence is my favorite city to visit. And yes, it's full of history, and I love just walking the streets, but what I really love about Florence is the shopping. And I did have the opportunity to buy some leather. Florence is actually famous for its leather, and I came home with quite a few little purses there. But I just loved being in Florence again and having that opportunity to go shopping. So Florence, if you're a shopper, it's great, but if you're also interested in history as well, it's a great, great city to visit. And then finally, we did do a second Be My Guest experience in Rome on Tiberina Island. And this experience, Tiberina Island itself is actually the smallest inhabited island kind of, in Rome. And we got to go to this beautiful place. And this area actually has been in quite a few Italian films. But we got to meet with Fabio, who is a chef in Rome. He took us into his basement and showed us some of the ruins that dated back to the Roman times. We came up to the top of the apartment, and what's very special about this particular apartment is Marlon Brando used to live there. So we got to dine where Marlon Brando used to sleep, which is kind of cool. But Fabio and his team prepared an amazing meal for us. We got to learn a little bit about their life and their culture, and we got to sample some amazing food. Yes, I did buy the cookbook. No, I haven't cooked anything from the cookbook yet, but I certainly plan to bring some of that Italian cuisine to my home here in North Carolina. So that's my highlights. That's the Roman Tuscan countryside trip. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope it gave you some insight into some of the amazing experiences that you can do when you travel. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.